Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve if you're, you're a Christmas Eve person. But I am at my favorite place, the store, because I made my salsa last night. And, it just needs a little more tomato. It needs a little bit more tomato. So I have to pick up some tomatoes. And I'm probably going to pick up something that I can actually eat today, because I don't feel like cooking. So I'm going to get something to eat today, get some tomatoes, and then I'm going home because I have to record a Frost and Starlight. Obviously, it's a reread, so I can say I've read it, but I am going to reread it. We are going to reread. We're going to have that, and then the vlog will be over. What's killing me about these days where I just have the one thing that I'm reading is I'd be putting that shit off. I'd be like, okay, this book is 300 pages. I'll read it at 5 o'clock. And so then, 5 o'clock rolls around. I'm like, oh, it's time for dinner. Time to make dinner. And so I'm sitting there making dinner, and then it's 6 o'clock. And now I'm like, damn, I gotta actually read something real quick. So maybe it's a reread, so I know I'm gonna do the same thing. But it is currently 9:47, which is very early, very early. Probably because I stayed up till 4 o'clock. Why did I stay up till 4 o'clock? I don't know. I will not be staying up till 4 o'clock tonight because I gotta be somewhere tomorrow, and I don't want to be late. I don't like being late. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. So I will. Are y'all really getting? Y'all, it is 8 degrees. And they running a car wash. Anyway, let me go. Let me go, because I don't want to see these cars coming out the car wash when it's 8 degrees outside. This is, when I saw them drive over there, I thought they were gonna go use the vacuums. But anyway, let me go. Like I said, I'll be back with some updates about A Court of Frost and Starlight. Maybe I'll do some real reading, and I'll do more than A Court of Frost and Starlight. But let's not be ambitious, Monty. We're supposed to be, relaxing. Welcome back, you guys. I am obviously home. It is now 7:37, so this might be up a little early, at least for me. I know in the beginning, but at the beginning of the month, I did have to go to work, so we did have to factor that in. But I was getting these videos up at 10. But the past couple of days, I've been getting them up, 9:30-ish, so I do like that. I was able to knock out A Court of Frost and Starlight, and here's the thing. So I went into this the first time knowing there was negative opinions, right? And I said, okay, there's negative opinions. I'm a negative person on occasion. Maybe I'll join the chorus. I really had a fun time. I had a fun time. At the time that I read it, I did get it from the library. Obviously, I now have an edition that matches. And if I was putting myself in the mindset of someone who read this little series, these 3 books up here, and was really looking forward to a novella, okay, I can understand some disappointment. But I also would really love to understand, maybe some people in the comments can let me know. I mean, at the time that this book came out, of course, Frost and Starlight, I had zero interest in reading Sarah J. Maas. And so I watched the vlogs. So I know the in-person reaction was not good. They were coming for Miss Sarah. They were dragging her through the streets. But I always want to know, what were you expecting? Because at the time that I read it, I hadn't read too many novellas. And to me, A Court of Frost and Starlight reads like a lot of the other novellas that I've read. It reads very similarly to The Lost Sister, which I know people dragged. It reads kind of similar to The Inheritance. Is it Inheritance? That's the prequel to this series up here, My Lovely American Royals. There's a prequel novella, Inheritance. Came out January, I want to say. It reads similar to that. I've read Come From With Apples this year, which is obviously a completely different genre, but I feel like we had the same amount of plot elements and the same amount of time to fully develop it. And so I just would really love to know what you thought Sarah was going to do in 200 pages. You know what I mean? And my thing is, I think that Sarah actually does a lot in A Court of Frost and Starlight. We get introduced to a character that definitely does reappear over here in A Court of Silver Flames. We get introduced to them. We do get this reminder that even though the war is over, all is not well, because, the queens are off doing their thing. That definitely comes into play in A Court of Silver Flames. Is there fuckery? And I mean, obviously there's obviously the copious amount of sex, but even that comes into play. All the sex that happens in A Court of Frost and Starlight is I don't want to spoil anything for A Court of Silver Flames, but that is a major major component of that book. So it's like, sure, it's kind of light and fluff, but I do think that the light and fluff does actually tie into the rest of the series. And again, I understand that at the time this was priced ridiculous. I mean, it's still priced ridiculous. I paid, allegedly, I'm pretty sure I got this on Amazon, so it was probably cheaper, but it retails for $26. And when it came out the first time, I think it was retailing for, you know, the equivalent of 2018 dollars. $26. So like, I kind of get it for like the amount that you're paying versus like, you know, what the story is. But I do take issue. I take issues. I'm sorry. Like, I take issues with people who said that nothing happens in the book. Like, I do. I take issues. And I wouldn't even say that there's all that much sex. I would say that. Also, having read A Court of Frost and Starlight, I mean, do I still laugh at the little tiki-talkies and the little reels where people talk about, you know, being one of the Valerians when they're like fucking in the sky? But like, we do get confirmation that they had like a little invisibility cloak or some fucking foolishness, so I think it's stupid. But they weren't fucking for all to see, allegedly. Conspiracy. But yeah, it was fun. I do think that Reese gives like he gives true bad frat boy energy, the kind of frat boy that gives frat boys a bad name in this book, which is valid because that's all he gave in this book. It's all he gave in this book, and it's all he do in Silver Flames. What he do in Silver Flames, unforgivable. The fact that y'all were loving this man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. But of course, I could not talk about A Court of Frost and Starlight without talking about my girl Nesta. My girl Nesta, she the moment. She the blueprint. She the blueprint. I am bitter that this copy that I paid, whatever I paid for this, does not have the excerpt. Because apparently I was reading I had to update my, you know, my little review, and my library copy had an excerpt of Silver Flames. Now, do I need the excerpt? No, I have 3 copies. I'm good. I have the whole book. But I am bitter that y'all reprinted this, and this edition doesn't have the excerpt, because my library copy that had like the old cover, it had the excerpt. So I wanted a little more Nesta. I wanted more Nesta and Cassian. It was giving Grumpy Sunshine, but she was the grump and he was the sunshine. I just love them. They own my heart. Own my heart. So I had a good time. Is Feyre an idiot? Yes. Is Rhysand an idiot? Yes. Do I care about Morrigan? No. Do I care about any of these other little perspectives? Absolutely not. But was it a fun Christmas Eve novella? It 100% was. 100% was. 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. Can't change my mind. Can't change my mind. Not me, not I, not today. So I've rambled on long enough because there's really not a whole much to say about a little novella. So I'm going to go so you guys can enjoy the rest of your Christmas Eve. I'm sure this video is going to flop because, you know, it is the holiday, so it's fine. I'm not expecting anything great. We are coming back again tomorrow. The goal is to read Bloomsbury Girls. That's the goal. Am I going to actually read? I don't know. We are going to find out together, but that is the goal. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow for our last vlog of Vlogmas. Stay safe. Yes, in the world, but I know that particularly in the States, it's been some crazy weather everywhere. So stay safe. Tomorrow, I'll be back. You guys know that I'm good.